Hello, my lovelies. I hope you're all well. Well, messages keep coming thick and fast, so this is another sort of update for us all for May. I've had another lovely walk this morning across the fields with Misha, and some of that will follow on from this. I lost a bit of it because of the wind across the microphone, so I'll have to fit that in somehow or other, maybe towards the end. But just as I was sitting here tuning into the energies of the day and what is to follow in the rest of the video, the downloads that we've all been receiving into our physical bodies, which is making us tired, exhausted, frantic for some, for others feeling like their lives are not what they thought they were. Some people may be feeling they're going mad. You're not. You're just waking up. And what I got was, not only are we receiving downloads from the universe, but so is Mother Earth. She is being downloaded as well, as are all of the animals, the plants, the shrubs, the trees, the waters, the birds, the fish. Everything is getting a download and an upgrade, so it's upsy-downsy energies. And a lot of that makes sense because you may have heard me talk about this before, but the planet Uranus is in the sign of Taurus for 7 years. So Uranus has an 84-year cycle, so it will spend about 7 years in each sign. So last year it went into Taurus for a short while, then retrograded back into Aries for about 5 months. But as of March this year, it is now back in Taurus for 7 whole years. So Taurus is the Earth, it's Mother Earth, it's Gaia. It's also our physical bodies and how we treat them. And Uranus is drastic change. It's illumination, it's downloads. It's your spiritual awakening. So for an awful lot of people, there's this wake-up call that's been shaking an awful lot of you up. It's also shaking up Mother Earth. So I've chosen a few oracle cards for you. And again, they all make lovely sense. So how we can tap into Mother Earth so that we can assist her and ourselves, so we're working in unison to understand these downloads and these upgrades and integrate it into our bodies as she integrates it into her body. Mother Earth is a living, breathing being, as are all the planets, as is the whole cosmos. So it's a very good idea to get ourselves grounded and to feel our feet on the ground. Remove your shoes and socks and place your feet on the ground, on the earth, on the grass. That will really help you to manifest things and to let go of all of those toxins and toxic friendships, toxic thoughts, behaviours, what we've carried around with us for a very long time, and how we can release all of those things and let them go. Now you might tend to think, oh well, if I let it go out of my body into Mother Earth, doesn't that toxify her? But there's this energy of transmutation. To transmute something means you change it from one thing into something else. So it's a bit like alchemy. And when we do something like that with a pure intention to release those things that hold us back, that block us, that we use to deny our true selves, then something beautiful comes in its place. So as above, so below. Uranus is the sky god. So, and it rules Aquarius. So there's all of this information coming to us down through the sign of Taurus that it sits in for 7 years into our physical bodies. So if we have too much going on in our heads, overthinking, overanalyzing, worrying, then that information can't move down into us, into the right parts of our physical structure, and we can't ground it. So the cards that have shown up, initially I asked for an animal for you, which is lovely. This has come up a few times recently, so this energy is still with us. So when the cards keep repeating throughout different readings, that energy is still active and wants to sit with us and for us to get used to it. So this is wolf energy. So wolf is baying at the moon, howling at the moon. And we have a full moon coming up on the 18th of this month in the sign of Scorpio, which is the opposite sign of Taurus. So Scorpio will bring things hidden, things that wish to come to the surface, that need to be looked at, cleansed and purified. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which was only discovered in the 20th century, and prior to that Scorpio was ruled by the planet Mars. So it has dual ruling planets. So Pluto is about life, death and rebirth, transformation, changing things from one thing into another. So using the energy that's building up towards this full moon to have a good look at what we can detox in our lives, what we can get rid of. 15 adds up to 6. 6 is balance, responsibility and love. So balancing things out in our lives, realising what we are responsible for. It's also the ability to respond. And love, lots of it, plenty of it. Love of self first. Because if you don't love yourself, then it's hard for others to love you. Wolf energy is also the teacher. So what could you teach others? And or what do you need to learn? So something is coming in to change our way of learning, to change what we have learned. Because some of the things we were taught when we were young, even when we were in our mother's wombs, no longer applies. It doesn't fit this new paradigm, this new pattern. It's old and it's outdated, so it needs to die, it needs to be buried or cremated, to be let go of. And there are 5 stages. So there's death, decay, gestation, fertilization, rebirth. That's what planet Earth is going through, a rebirth, as are we. So as we tap into this wolfy energy, it's opening up to new lessons that are completely outside of what you might have learned in this lifetime and in others. So the little wolfy card, the mini one, says, find new paths and options, break through, be a role model, share your inner knowing. So it's time to step away from what some might call the straight and narrow and see what other pathways show up for you. A message from the Fairy Oracle. Admit your true feelings to yourself. So if for a while you've been wearing a mask, and you'll do, and you've been hiding something from others as well, yourself more than anything, pleasing others, wanting to be liked, wanting to be acknowledged by others. Because this transformational energy is like ripping away a layer of skin, it's raw. It can be painful. It can be shocking. And when this does happen to us, if we admit our true feelings to ourselves, we can realise, I've been playing this false role for a very long time, and I'm not being true to myself. And there's an honesty involved in this. And when you step into your truth, it can shock others because they've never seen you like this. You've never seen you like this. So this says, be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. So I get the feeling that the energy of May is about revelations, revolutions, changes, things coming to the surface, secrets being shared openly. And sometimes when this energy hits us, it can knock us for six because it's so different, it's so unusual. However, once you allow this energy to integrate into your very being, you feel alive. There's a sense of, as I said, rebirth, regeneration, reactivation, all the re's, and how you can move forward with that now, not looking back, no regrets, no feelings of, oh, I should have done this a long time ago. Because the timing is right now. It is divine timing with all of these planetary alignments, etc. The timing is now. So from the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle, we have the card of communication. So when I looked at this, it said to me, this is communication with Mother Earth, because she's receiving the downloads as well. Yes, she's a huge being, but a part of her can feel wobbly, and what on earth is going on, literally on earth or in earth, is going on within me. So when we communicate with her, then that brings us all comfort, all a sense of we're all in this together. Let's join forces. Let's become an alliance and work with this energy. So when we have a wobble, to comfort each other, when we feel enthusiastic and want to go charging ahead with things, again, there's this alliance. So like with the 3 cows yesterday, the day before, there are times when we can charge ahead, and there are other times where we need to just sit, relax, recharge, allow our energies to refill. And that is what is happening as we're moving up towards the full moon, because the full moon will reveal things, something that you might have not wanted to look at, but again, it is timely. These things are coming for us to have a look at, to clear, let go of, and then we can start again. Inner communication too, so you really going deep within yourself. So ask yourself, what are your true feelings, and communicating with you. And now there's a card from the Angels of Abundance. So sometimes this can sound like a slap in the face. No more complaining. And this comes from the ego. So we moan and we groan about things, and we complain about things. Oh, wasn't it awful? Wasn't it dreadful? Oh, dearie me. I had a dear aunt who I called Moan and Groany Aunt, because that's all she ever did, was moan and groan. She'd turn up with the newspaper and go through every single story, telling me how dreadful it was, and could never see a positive light in anything. So when we let our energies drop down into complaining mode, we're working at that fear-based ego level of finding fault with other things. And when you do that, you're playing a very old record, a very old program. So the new stuff can't come in because your vibration's too low to actually meet it. So this says, complaints are affirmations of victimhood. Oh, poor me. Oh, poor me. Which is never true spiritually. Take back your God-given power by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. So even if things haven't shown up yet, don't complain because they haven't shown up yet. Just keep affirming that they're already here. It's already here. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful that my lovely new career is has shown up, and I've got these most amazing people to work with, and I feel really loved, I feel really supported. I feel so blessed to have this new opportunity coming into my life. Don't place it in the future, because we don't live there, we live in the now. So by blessing what you haven't got, blessing what you would like to have, as though it's already here, the universe can then bring it to you much more quickly. Now I looked at the bottom of the pack of the Angels of Abundance, and this is very interesting. Now this is going to resonate with some of you, maybe not all of you. Detox your friendships. So that fits in with the admit your true feelings to yourself. And do you have friendships that are people around you who are constantly complaining? And do you find yourself drained when you walk away from them? Do you join in with them when they complain? Do you try to change their minds? Do you try to bring a positive spin to what it is they are saying? And in doing so, you find yourself really, really drained. So this is a time for looking at all sorts of things in our lives that we need to detox from. And again, what I said about getting rooted, getting grounded, allowing this stuff to come out through your feet into the earth. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. Because that's the energy that you're giving out. You are inspiring, you are generous, and you are supportive. So that being said, you should attract exactly that back to you. Inspiring, supportive, and generous people into your life. So you don't need to make a huge drama about detoxing friendships, but just take some time to have a little look at the people that are around you. Admit your true feelings to yourself. Does this relationship really serve me? Is this relationship toxic? Am I fooling myself into thinking that they can change? Or do I need to walk away from it? Yes, it's difficult when sometimes it's family and loved ones. But there is another little exercise I come across some years ago, and it is to do with the law of attraction. When anybody is presenting a negative vibe, energy, and it's, as I say, it's difficult for you to remove yourself from it, silently bless them for the opposite of what they're showing. So say, for example, somebody moans and groans all the time. Then you bless them for their happy disposition. Bless them for their positive outlook in life. Then you can always catch yourself and think, oh God, here they come. What are they going to moan about now? But start sending that energy out there. Absolute opposite of what they're presenting. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to tell them or anybody else. It's called silent ministry. So you're ministering to them on an energetic level. And as you do that, and you make it your new habit to send this lovely blessing to them, their energies will change. There's a lovely book called The Gentle Art of Blessing by a chap called Pierre Predevin, and he's a Swiss gentleman. So look him up. It's only a little thin tome, but it's a very valuable reading. Another example of this is one of my clients asked me, well, how do I deal with my partner who drinks an awful lot? I said, well, bless their sobriety. Bless her for her sobriety. And expand it from that. So rather than focusing on, oh, I wish my partner didn't drink so much, because then you're activating the drinking so much, when you focus on the opposite of it, you activate that energy. Give it a go. It's interesting part of the work, and how when we send blessings to other people, we're actually blessing ourselves. So any part of us that resonates with what somebody is moaning and groaning or complaining about, because they'll only bring it to us if that vibration is active within us. So when we consciously acknowledge that, that's when you can turn things around. So I will leave this bit here, the inside oracle bit, and I'll attach the outside bit for you to enjoy. I hope that it makes sense. It was just so lovely to have the scenery and the greenery and the fresh air and the other lovely messages coming to me. And I find that when I'm outside in the countryside, walking with the dogs, I ask for a message and boom, it shows up. So I love you and leave you. If you want to contact me, details in the box below. So once again, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye. Here we are, going for our morning stroll. All the meadow ladies are still snoozing on their nice warm patches of grass. Just taking their time. Very Taurian. And there's that lovely brown Devon earth. Look at that. Whenever I see that, if I've been away travelling, then I know I'm home. Another glorious day on planet Earth. We'll see what's up ahead, and look out for what today brings us, what messages the universe wishes to deliver to us today. I've got a field full of buttercups and a little Misha there. So when the cows are munching on the buttercups, that's what makes the butter so golden. Now if some of you have got a head full of stuff, you've got all sorts of things going round and round and round and round in your head, and you can't really figure things out or find a solution, or try and make a decision, there's an energy about today which will help you to ground things. So if you've got too much energy in the top half of your body and not enough down the bottom half, then you're out of balance, you're out of whack. You might even feel wobbly or unsure of your footing. And for some of you, it may be the day where you have to make a big decision, a choice, and it might be more than one option that you have to decide upon. So by bringing your energies down from your head, where it's going round and round and round, so we look at the trees and we see an extraordinary show of leaves and blossoms and vibrant energies, but if the roots aren't solid, then this display cannot occur. So knowing that you're displaying something extraordinary, you have ideas, you have visions, you have things that you wish to express. Just imagine that you have an anchor. So it's not necessarily a metal one, but an energy anchor. And the energy moves down from your head all the way down your spine, through your torso, and down your legs. And it's easy, it's free flowing, it's gentle, it feels very natural, very natural. Just to focus your energies downwards. And as this energy continues to move down your legs, feel it going into your feet. So your feet are feeling heavy, like you've got deep sea diving boots on that are filled with lead. And then out of the bottom of those boots roots start to grow. And they get longer and stronger, and they just want to head downwards into the earth, finding their way through the soil, around the rocks, through the water courses, the water table. Keep going down, grounding yourself, earthing yourself. And the energy continues down, around all the rocks and the crystals, through the crystal caverns, and further on down into the core of Mother Earth, into that golden red magma, which is the heartbeat of Gaia. And your roots find themselves happily dipping into that energy, knowing that you are rooted, knowing that you are grounded, knowing that nothing can sway you now. And as your roots make contact with the magma, the golden red energy, the golden red magma at the core of Mother Earth is a heartbeat, a life force. And as we connect with this energy of love and draw it up through the straws, up through the roots, and bring it all the way back up into our feet, and feel this energy surging upwards through our legs, through our torsos, into our hearts, we then know that we have clarity, for we are connected, we are joined, we are combined with Mother Earth, with her energies. And as we bestow our thanks upon her and our love to her for this gift of connectedness, of communication, of a bringing together of life forces, we know that we work together. We are a team. We are one. So ridding yourself of all of those negative thoughts, anxieties and worries, allowing yourself to come into alignment with the source of all that is, the creator of all that is, beautiful Mother Earth, then the healing continues, both for yourselves and for her. Work with this energy. Be gentle with yourselves. Be gentle with Mother Earth, for we cannot exist without each other.